Are you single and asking yourself many questions like what's wrong with you? Girl, there is nothing wrong with you. So I'm going to show you or I'm going to teach you how to actually embrace your singleness. So sit back and watch.
Whenever I'm around, you make me feel low. Whenever I'm low, you're there for my soul. Wherever you go.
It's no secret that we live in a world which romanticizes intimate relationships and makes you feel like not coupling up with someone looks like there is actually something wrong with you. But we should all understand that there is more to life than relationships. There is more to life than intimate relationships. You can find peace not only with your partner, but also with your friends and your family. So we often have this idea when we are not in a relationship that we ask ourselves many questions as to what is wrong with us, what are we not doing right, what is the other person doing that we aren't doing right. So guys, the first tip that I'm going to teach you on how to actually embrace your singleness, your single life is know your value. You have to look at yourself inwardly. What is this thing I want? What is this thing that I can find with myself which no one else can find in me or which no one else can give me? By looking at yourself every day in the mirror, or not necessarily looking at yourself, but having daily affirmations. Study shows it that the affirmations that we give ourselves is what reflects in our life. Affirmations like I am beautiful, I am good, I am intelligent, I am smart, I am this, I am that. More like manifesting in yourself. So when you know your worth, when you actually say all these things and then you believe in them and act towards them, you are going to feel so good with yourself. Therefore, you don't need any validation from anyone to tell you that you are beautiful, to tell you that you are smart, because you tell yourself these things each and every day, and it makes your life a whole better. There's just this self reflection when you affirm things to yourself. People end up seeing all these things in you. When you walk past someone, they see the radiation around you. I'm not kidding. I'm talking from experience. So, guys, if you really want to embrace your single life, you have to know your worth. You have to find your value in yourself. You have to stop seeking validation from other people, but then to tell yourself the things you want to hear, maybe the things you want to hear from someone else. Just say those things to yourself and believe in them, and you'll feel good and happy within yourself. The second tip is to take yourself on dates. There is this misconception that people think a date is not a date if there is no plus one, which is a very, very wrong notion. And I'm going to correct your notion by putting the thumbnail of the video which I took myself out on a date up on the screen, and also put the link of that video down in the description box for you to watch and see how I spent the day with me, with myself, with me, myself, and I had so much fun with myself. It doesn't matter if you are single. I do that because I'm very single and I'm proud. I'm proud of being single. So take yourself out on dates for you to actually have peace with yourself, for you to actually embrace being with yourself, knowing how it feels to be with yourself alone in a particular place. You don't need someone to always take you out on dates. No, no, no. Spoil yourself. Do the things that you are ready for a relationship, what you expect someone to do for you. It all starts from yourself. When you spoil yourself often, you take yourself out on dates, you raise the bar very high and you don't want to settle for less. If you're not taking yourself out on dates, you are so wrong, because you need to love yourself. You need to give yourself this love. When you are ready to get into any relationship, if the person is not doing what makes you usually happy, then you walk away, because that is not for you, because you know that on your own, when you were single, you were doing so many things for yourself, and this other person is not doing these things for you, which will make you not to settle for less. The third tip is to commit to yourself. Committing to yourself by making so many promises to yourself that you look after yourself, you care for yourself, you'll be kind to yourself. People often have this misconception that if you're not with someone, you can't commit to yourself, or you must be with someone for you to commit to that person. But instead of committing to someone else, why not commit to your own self? Your own self that is more important than any other person. The mistake that people make is that when they are in relationships, they forget completely about their own selves, and they get to commit to the other person, concentrate on the other person, make the other person happy, do what to make the other person comfortable, do what to make the other person yada yada yada. But what about your own self? Have you sat and thought about your own self? Or when you were in that relationship, did you think about your own self? If I do this thing for myself, I will be happy, instead of thinking about what to make the other person happy. So if you are in your single phase right now, you have to commit to yourself. You have to do things that will make your own self happy. Spend time with family, spend time with loved ones, spend time with friends. This is why you are in your single phase, where you are to broaden your horizons and see what makes you happy, so you can keep on doing all those things over and over again. You have to make commitments to yourself. I'm going to go to the gym every day. I'm going to take myself out on dates. I'm going to drink water more often. I'm going to get this for myself. I'm going to spoil myself. I'm going to take myself out on shopping spree. All those things that you were expecting someone else to do for you, or all those things you were doing for someone else, you are actually doing for your own self. Because in the end, we all have our own selves. People do come and go out of our lives and then leave us. So we are left to fend for ourselves. We didn't come to this world with anyone. We came to this world with ourselves. So we should try as much as possible to make ourselves really happy, not minding if we are with anyone or anybody. One benefit of being single is that we can explore new hobbies, which brings us to the fourth tip. Pick up some hobbies. You pick up some hobbies like arts classes, or knowing how to do some sports, learning new hobbies like how to be a sculptor, just anything, any hobby that you feel comfortable with, anything that you've been planning on doing just to make your whole life productive. Talking of which, I made a video on how to exit your lazy girl era, and I talked about how to be productive, and I'm going to put the link to the video in the description box. I also talked about some things that I'm saying now in that video. It could be learning how to dance, like dance classes, ballet classes, pottery classes, drawing classes, music classes, learning how to play the piano, how to play the violin. That will make you to see more to life than relationships. But in the long run, it's going to make you productive, and it's going to make your mind at ease. As cliche as it sounds, strengthening your relationship with yourself makes you actually happy single. Talk to yourself more, journal more, find out the things that make you happy, find out the activities that you indulge in that will actually make you happy. Sit down and think about yourself, or think to yourself, what is this thing? Like, ask yourself so many questions, which I do very more often. I sit down, I ask myself so many questions. What is this thing that I'm going to do that is going to make me happy? That gives you opportunity to strengthen your relationship with yourself, instead of strengthening your relationship with another person. When we are in relationships, we do lose ourselves in the process. But then being single gives us an opportunity to figure out what we truly want, what we truly like, what we truly want to have, the plans that we have for the future, and so and so. I don't know, some people can call it being crazy or not, but I do have communications, like I do have conversations with myself where I ask myself so many questions. What are you lacking in this aspect of life? What do you want today? What do you want to do? So, what is the way forward if you're feeling down? What do you want to do since you are feeling down? All these little, minute questions will make you to show that you are actually developing or strengthening a relationship with yourself, and no one can come asunder with that relationship that you are actually building with yourself. So being single gives us the opportunity to actually strengthen our relationships with ourselves and make us better persons, so that when we are psychologically and mentally ready to be in relationships, we don't get to lose ourselves in the process. Instead, even in that same relationship, we get to do what works for us instead of concentrating on what makes the other person happy. And this gives us an opportunity to not end up with narcissists. This gives us an opportunity to actually raise our standards high, to raise the bar high, because you'll be like, when I was single, I was doing this for myself, I was doing that for myself, and I felt happy. So why is it that when I am in this relationship, I don't get to have that same fulfillment I had with myself? Makes the way for us to walk out when we see any rubbish. The next tip is to cultivate and deepen non romantic relationships. When we are single, we have the opportunity to make friends with other people, be around other people apart from your partner. People are usually centered around their partner, and this doesn't give them an opportunity to make friends with other people, whether male or female. So in your single phase, you have to deepen friendships with people that will help you to grow, people that will help you to become the better version of yourselves, people that are going to refer you in certain important places when they are looking for someone to do something that they know that you can actually do. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but in the long run, or to cut the story short, people that call your names when there is an opportunity that needs to be given to you, people that will make you to blossom, people that will make you to grow more and more, people that will make you to be the best and better version of yourself. The next tip is to appreciate what you have. Look around you. Look at the blessings from God. Look at all the things that you've achieved throughout these years. Look at everything that's, look at the points that you are right now. Appreciate everything you have. Write it down. Thank God for everything that you have gone through and everything that you have acquired in this state of you being single. Focus more on the positivity that life brings. Think about your family. Think about what you've achieved. If you think about all this, you're definitely going to be happy single. As I said earlier, when I was talking about taking yourself on dates for you to know how you want to be treated later when you are ready to be in any relationship. This brings me to the next tip: define your relationship standards. This is an opportunity to help you to decide what you want in a future partner. Maybe you can make a list like what I did, because I made a list on what I want in a future partner, because I don't want to settle for just mere relationships. I want my relationships to lead to marriage. So therefore I drafted like 10 things I want in my future partner, which you should do. You can say maybe you want him to be employed, but I'm going to put what I want in a future partner up on the screen for you to see like an example of what I mean. Maybe you can say, okay, you want your next partner to be employed, you want him to be educated, you want him to be this, you want him to be that. Being single is an opportunity to able to know what you want in your life partner, that we want to settle for greater and higher things. So, girl, if you've not developed that list, you better do that now, so that when the time comes, you're going to raise your bar so high. And if anyone can't meet your standards, then they have to leave. Next tip is to advance your career. This makes you to grow more and more. Or maybe you were in a relationship and then your career is all about traveling and being so dedicated to work, and you were making compromises not to travel to all those places. It's an opportunity for you to travel, for you to advance in your career, for you to be a better person. So when you advance in your career, you get to be happy, because when you go higher and higher. You get to experience more things. You get to learn new things that'll help you in the long run, that'll help you to be productive, that'll help you to be the woman that you want to be. Being single does not make you handicapped. Instead, it pushes you for greater and higher and better things because it gives you an opportunity for you to sit back and think about what you want in the future, for you to think about what you want to achieve. So, girl, if anything has been holding you back, this is an opportunity for you to be a better person, for you to advance, for you to see more things, for you to just explore, and then you're going to be happy. Trust me. The next tip is to take a break from social media. Social media often shows many things, and then you can agree with me that when you are in your single phase, you get to see so many videos about relationships which make you to be wondering and which makes you to be sad. So, girl, take yourself off social media for a while so you can get yourself together, so you can develop yourself. Because if you keep on scrolling through social media, you get to compare your life with the other person's life, which is not good for you. So today, put off your phone, put off your data, put off your Wi-Fi, and just drop your phone. Instead, replace being on social media with meditation, because it will help you to develop your soul, your mind, and your body. The next tip is to get physical, meaning you have to engage in physical activities like doing exercise, going to the gym, because doing all these exercises, endorphins are neurotransmitters that are sent to the brain to make you feel happier. So engaging in physical activities like taking a walk, jogging every morning, jogging every evening, and so on and so forth, going to the gym to build yourself up will make you feel happier and will make you to forget about your no relationship life. You feel some happiness within, and it will preoccupy your mind because you have made this commitment with yourself that you have to do this, you have to do that. So it's going to take you off your mind that you are single. The last and final tip I have for you today is to volunteer. Sometimes you feel good doing good for other people. So you can volunteer in doing anything, hospitals, feeding the poor or feeding the street children, just anything that will make you feel good or anything that will make someone else happy. Trust me, it's going to make you feel good. So volunteer in anything you want to do. Have you been trying to volunteer in anything? This is an opportunity for you to volunteer, for you to actually stand in, for you to actually help. Maybe it could be teaching school children. That would be a very fun thing to do because children itself are very good and they make you happy and they make you laugh. So why don't you surround yourself with all positivity, anything that makes the other person happy? Then you can feel good about yourself. Trust me. Thank you so much, guys, for reaching the end of this video with me. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to as many people as possible. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much for sticking with me, for coming back to watch my videos. And if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe because we're trying to build a community and we want you to be part of the family and part of the community. So don't fail to subscribe. I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah. Bye.